had wished them good luck.
Tous
All of them
se taisaient.
were quiet.
À quoi pensaient-ils,
What were they thinking
ces jeunes
about,
soldats,
these young
le regard
soldiers,
fixé sur la mince
who had
bande noire de la
their
côte
eyes
qui émergeait
facing
peu à
the
peu
thin
de la brume? À quoi
line,
pensaient-ils?
the coastline that was
À leur
emerging
vie,
from the mist? What were they thinking about? About
Le
their
baiser que leur mère
short
déposait
life?
sur leur front quand ils étaient
The kiss their
enfants,
mother gave them when they were
aux
children?
larmes
The
aux larmes
tears
retenues de leur père quand ils
they
étaient
had,
partis,
their father had
à
held
celles
down
qui
when
les
they
attendaient
left?
de l'autre côté de la mer?
The women who were waiting
À
for
quoi
them on the other
pensaient-ils,
side
ces
of the
jeunes
sea?
soldats,
What were these
dont le
young
destin avait
soldiers
mis
thinking
entre les mains
about?
le sort de tant de peuples?
Destiny had put between their hands
quoi
the
pensaient-ils?
fate of so many people. So
Sinon
what
qu'à
could they
20
be
ans,
thinking about, except that
il est bientôt
at the age of
pour
20,
mourir.
it is very early to
Leur
die.
silence
Their
était comme une
silence
prière.
was like a prayer.
Et face à eux,
And facing
les
them
plages,
on the beaches,
50 000 Allemands les attendaient
50,000 German soldiers were expecting them.
en
They
silence.
too were silent.
La veille,
The day
la
before,
résistance française avait
the
dynamité
French
500.
resistance had
Entre
sabotaged
minuit et 2h30
500
du matin, les
bridges between
parachutistes,
midnight and
les
2 a.m.
82e et 101e divisions aéroportées américaines
The parachute armies
et ceux de
of
la
the
6e
American
division aéroportée
armies
britannique
of the
avaient été
United
largués
States
derrière les
and
premières
Britain
lignes de
had
défense.
been dropped behind the first
Entre
lines of
3h15 et
defense.
5h du
Between
matin,
3:15 and 5
5000
a.m.,
bombardiers avaient
5,000
pilonné toute la côte.
bombers had been dropping bombs along the
4h15.
coastline.
Les troupes avaient
4:15.
commencé à être transbordées sur les chalands.
The troops had
À
reached the landing
5h45, les
ships.
canons de 1200 navires de guerre
5:45, the guns of
avaient ouvert le feu.
1,200
À
ships
6h30
had
le
begun
matin,
to shoot.
le débarquement
At
commençait.
6:30 in the morning, the landing
Le vent soufflait
began.
très fort.
There was a strong wind.
Les chalands étaient ballottés par des vagues de plusieurs
The
mètres.
landing boats were
Les soldats étaient trempés,
moved around by heavy
relâchant de
waves.
froid,
The soldiers were
malades.
wet, shivering
Ils
with
écoupaient
cold,
leurs
some of
bateaux
them sick.
avec
They
leurs
were
casques.
scooping the water off
Ceux qui
the ships
débarquaient trop
with their
tôt
helmets.
se noyaient.
Those who had landed too
Les
early were
embarcations
drowning.
coulaient avant
The
d'arriver.
embarcations were sinking
Sur
before they
19
reached
chars,
before they reached the line, the
D'unités blindées
coastline.
canadiennes,
Out of
et l'on
19
perdit 15 avant même d'arriver sur la plage.
19 tanks,
Et ceux qui arrivaient sur
15
la
were
plage
lost
débarquaient
from the
parmi les
Canadian
morts
Army before they
et les
reached the
blessés qui
beach.
flottaient dans l'eau.
There were injured
par la marée.
people floating in the
Il leur
water.
fallait
Some were
enjamber les morts
drowning,
couchés
some
sur
were
le
dead
sable.
already. And those who came
Un des
behind them
premiers
had
soldats
to
américains
step
débarqués à
above
Omaha
dead
Beach
bodies. One of the
écrira,
first soldiers landing on
Tout cela
Obama
semblait absolument
beach
irréel.
said this seemed
Comme un
unreal.
cauchemar
It was
éveillé.
like a nightmare
On
which I
pouvait
was living through
quasiment marcher
awake.
sur
One
toute la
could
longueur de la plage
walk right along the
sans
beach.
toucher le sol.
Couldn't walk without touching the bodies that were
Le soldat
strewn
allemand
on
qui
the
lui tirait
beach.
dessus à la
And the
mitrailleuse éprouvait
German
le même sentiment
soldiers
de cauchemar en
on the other
regardant devant
side
lui
had the same nightmare.
l'espace
They were
de vases
facing
sanglantes où étaient
blood
étendus des centaines
and
et des
hundreds
centaines
of bodies.
de corps
A nightmarish view.
Au soir du 6 juin,
On the evening of the 6th of June, 120,000 soldiers
auxquels
had
s'ajoutaient les
landed,
32 000 hommes
plus
des divisions aéroportées.
32,000
Dans leur rang, on
parachute
comptait
troops
plus
who had
de 10 000
been
morts,
dropped before.
blessés,
Among them, 10,000 had
disparus.
died or were injured
soir
or
du
had
12 juin, après
disappeared.
6 jours de
By the
combat
12th
sans
of June,
merci,
after
les
6
Alliés avaient réussi à
days
établir
of
une
fight,
ligne de
the
front
Allies
continue
had started,
80
had
kilomètres de
created
long
a
profonde
front
de
line
10
of 80
30 kilomètres.
kilometers,
Et
50
la
miles
bataille de
long,
Normandie
30
allait durer
kilometers
jusqu'au 29
deep.
août.
And the Battle
À
of
cette
Normandy
date,
would go on until the 29th
2
of August. By
millions de
that time,
soldats
2
alliés
millions of Allied soldiers had landed.
38 500 ont été tués.
38,500 of them
158
were
000
killed.
blessés.
158,000 were injured.
disparus.
19,000
Les Allemands, de leur côté,
disappeared. On the German
auront
side,
eu 60 000
there
tués.
were 60,000
140 000
dead,
blessés.
140,000 were
210 000
injured,
prisonniers.
210,000
20 000
were
civils.
caught prisoners, 20,000 civilians lost their lives too. The Battle of Normandy, of course, decided of the war, but that battle was won on the beaches in Normandy, in the bocage, by also because the children of peasants and of workers from America whose father had already fought in the First World War. This battle was also won by British soldiers, in which the heroic virtue of that great people that had carried that people through the most heroic part of its history and never yielded. The Canadian also took part in this battle early in the war. They were volunteers, not because their country was threatened, but because they were convinced that it was a matter of honor. The Battle of Normandy was won also by the soldiers of the 1st Division of the Polish tanks in Falaise, and they covered themselves with glory. The Battle of Normandy was also won by Czech airmen, Danish airmen, Norwegian airmen, by paratroops from Belgium, from Holland, by the soldiers of Leclerc, by the commandos of Kiefer, by the SAS, who were fighting under British uniform. The Battle of Normandy was also won by 20-year-old soldiers who killed because they didn't want to be killed. The Battle of Normandy was won by 20-year-old children who were frightened to die, but who fought far away from their home with admirable courage against a pitiless enemy, as if the fate of their own motherland was at stake. This battle was also a revenge for Czechoslovakia, for Poland, for Belgium, and the Netherlands, for France, that had got beaten in 5 weeks. The Battle of Normandy was a revenge for Sedan, for Dunkirk as well. So today, everyone understands how moved the French are in front of these 9,000 American tombs in this cemetery where we have gathered today. Mr. President of the United States,